Yeah. That's not our only problem.
Since its arrival on the silver screen in 2018, the original spin-off Legacies has quickly become a fan favorite. Riding the high from its predecessor, this show, centered on teens with special abilities called Legacies, has everyone hooked since day one. 3 years into Hope Mickelson's story, we're counting down 10 things to expect from Legacies Season 3. Let's get started with the video. Number 10. Where will things pick up? The final episode left off on a terrifying cliffhanger with both Hope and Landon's fate hanging in the balance. With the climax of the last season being chopped off due to the rise in COVID cases, it showed that Hope does not wake up after saving Josie from her own dark subconscious, while Landon is stabbed with the infamous golden arrow. However, this season, things might go in a different tangent from the subject because the exclusive first look released by TV Line looks exciting and unpredictable. While Alaric commits himself to the unfolding Hope-Landon crisis in the premiere, MG becomes the leader of his fellow stallions in their first ever field day.
I don't understand what's wrong with her.
I'm not sure.
Number 9. Who's returning in the cast? We're stoked to see the return of all of our favorite characters. Fingers crossed they're safe and sound. As the saga is preparing to have its comeback, we see our loved returning cast members Danielle Rose Russell as Hope Mickelson, Aria Shagasimi as Landon Kirby, Jenny Boyd as Lizzie Saltzman, Quincy Faust as Milton M.G. Greasley, Chris Lee as Caleb Hawkins, Peyton Alex Smith as Raphael Waith, Kaylee Bryant as Josie Saltzman, and Matt Davis as Alaric Saltzman, and Ben Levitt, Jed, and Leo Howard, Ethan, also appearing in the series regulars, gearing up for this season. It's going to be one heck of a grand show.
They danced like a sparkler and smiled like the sun.
Number 8. Are Landon and Hope still dead and or asleep? Other pressing issues aside, nothing gets as massive as this. Legacies runs through Hope, the principal protagonist. It's built on the legacy of Hope Mickelson, and without Hope, there's not much to look forward to. So it's certain that Hope and Landon will certainly be returning to the screen soon, but they're getting some much-needed rest as characters. Part of this challenge would be witnessing the other characters in the spotlight. All of our favorite supporting roles come front and center, and that's totally awesome. It's going to be crazy looking forward to what the Super Squad does in Hope's absence. There's no way the monsters are going to rest just because Hope's asleep.
Not when I have the chance to save everyone else.
That's not the only reason that I'm doing this.
Number 7. This season's Monsters of the Week. Legacies is very much like a crime procedural, only with a large magical realm built on a Monster of the Week model. That's always what it was intended to be, says executive producer Brett Matthews. While fans might be looking forward to something different, the show won't be letting go of its roots while reaching new heights. We love the monsters every week as they challenge our heroes and give us amazing character growth. The monsters take us on a personal journey each episode, and it'll be amazing to see our Super Squad fight evil and save the day like they've always been doing. Who knows, as everything continues to evolve so fast, maybe we might start getting a reveal into the new mythology of the show too.
If you want to know how your dad is, or should I say, where he is.
Number 6. Josie and Lizzie face the consequences of their actions. While it was a joyous thrill to see Josie back with the gang, we can't forget all that she's done in the past. You can't hide the skeletons in your closet forever, Josie. This season, we're bound to see things come to a head as Josie must confront the consequences of all that she did wrong. We're excited to see how the show evolves her character in the story moving forward. And of course, since Josie's arc has the most impact on Lizzie, it'll be super interesting to see the change in their dynamics in the coming season. Lizzie is now at a point where she must decide if she's really willing to continue life how it's been so far, or if it's time for her to grow. It's time for Lizzie to be there for Josie like Josie was always there for her in the past.
No thanks to you. I had to figure out everything on my own. You didn't tell me about Hope either.
Number 5. No adults besides Dorian and Emma? Ever since the rise of COVID, all TV productions have suffered one way or another. With portraying something as densely populated as a school, fans couldn't help but notice how very few people besides the main cast were around, with barely any adults thrown in the mix.
You're always good for a snarky quip.
While we love to see the kids fighting evil and saving the day, the change in status quo at the school has us wondering if we'll get to see regularly shot scenes with extras anytime soon. It's tough to manage protocol and do scenes with a million extras the way they normally would. But while this matter gets sorted out, we're super glad to see Dorian back this season, and hopefully some new adults might make their appearance too.
Notre Dame.
Number 4. New themes, new aesthetics.
First episode. I mean, I'm gonna go really basic and really lame, but yeah, I love our first episodes. Yeah.
The film noir episode went down as a particular fan favorite, with everyone gushing over the mood, lighting, costumes, and ambiance. It made us anticipate any new changes in themes, and fans began their speculation. Thankfully, Brett Matthews has promised a whole new world of experimental themes, with the early portion of Season 3 focusing on remaking the vibe and aesthetics from your favorite 80s horror slasher film, Friday the 13th. Our beloved characters will be thrust into a crazy new environment riddled with uncertainties, so that's definitely a fun concept episode that we're hyped for and can't wait to spam Twitter about.
Give her the coins.
Number 3. The Necromancer's Wrath this season. Love him or hate him, the Necromancer is an exciting character to follow. Now that we know more about his human side, aka Ted, we see more reason into why he has launched this grand plan and what ramifications will follow as part of the resulting chaos. While he's never really up to any good, he's been particularly overpowered this past season, which makes us bite our nails in anticipation of how he'll go down. His quest for evil has made the Necromancer achieve the impossible, which means the first chapter of Season 3 will definitely not be an easy one for our heroes. As the new mythology comes to light, we can't wait to see how that ties up with the Necromancer's role, as he's been a rather terrifying central figure lately.
You have a powerful scent of death on you.
Number 2. Hope's evolving powers.
Hope in different relationships, 1000%, but we have zero control.
Hope is one of the most powerful characters in the TVD Originals Legacies universe. The first ever tribrid, a mixture of 3 separate creatures. Her abilities know no bounds. She inherited both vampire and witch traits from her father Klaus and werewolf traits from her mother Haley, which means she can quite possibly defeat anyone in a challenge given that her abilities are properly recognized. While she's learning and evolving at the school, Hope certainly has a long way to go, and nothing can be a better teacher than hardship. Fans are anxiously waiting to see the full extent of Hope's constantly evolving powers, hoping for her to go head-to-head with the season's big baddies in a style that can match their powers. Slay those monsters, Hope. More power to ya. Number 1. Caroline's Grand Return. Caroline's significance across the 3 worlds, the Vampire Diaries, the Originals, and now Legacies, has surpassed that of any other characters so far. And while we haven't seen her at the Salvatore School yet, she's constantly been mentioned in passing throughout the spin-off show. It was revealed in Season 2 that Caroline is in Europe trying to prevent the merge of Josie and Lizzie, a very important deal for the show, which is why it was impossible to see her make an appearance then. However, since things have drastically changed for all of our characters involved, it'll be interesting to see how Caroline makes a comeback to our screens through Legacies. And this has to be the thing that all fans of the original show are most excited for.
You know what?
You should take cover.
No.
Then tell me how I'm gonna explain to your daughters that all that's left of you is hot ash.
That's a wrap for 10 things to expect from Legacies Season 3. Which of these reveals are you most excited for? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.